Sergeant at Arms will please secure the doors. Members, please take your seats. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. President.
All right, Senators, we are very pleased to be joined today by the Reverend Dr. Gary Kellner of Bridge Church here in Annapolis, Maryland, guest of the distinguished senator from the 33rd District. Members, please rise for the invocation.
Let us bow our heads together. Gracious God, Creator, Sustainer, and Redeemer of us all, as we stand in your presence today, I begin by thanking you for the gift of being born in Maryland and for the way my life and the lives of those attending this gathering have been shaped by this place. What I myself know of family, community, and citizenship, I learned in the cradle of this state. We owe a deep debt to you, O Lord, and to the place that formed us. Help each of us today to give back to you through the offering of our gifts and talents a portion of what we have received of your gracious blessings. We are reminded of how great are the issues of the day, how great are the challenges we face in creating the good community that is in your heart. Standing in your presence and in the face of momentous issues, we are also reminded of the limits of our vision, our understanding, and our ability to solve the problems that vex us. So, we will humbly forgo the temptation to instruct you, but rather we seek your wisdom. We ask of you, O God, as Mr. Lincoln challenged his countrymen at the end of a bitter civil war, to grant us firmness in the right as God gives us to see the right, and to help us strive on to finish the work we are in, to bind up the nation's wounds, to care for him who shall have borne the battle, and for his widow and his orphan. May we see the transcendent value of treating one another as each of us would like to be treated, to seek common ground for the common good. And may our fair state be what its first colonists sought, a haven of tolerance. Hear our prayer today, O Lord. Amen.
Wonderful, wonderful remarks. Chair recognizes the senator from the 33rd District.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, Dr. Kellner, for your presence here today, and I would ask that the prayer be journalized.
Without objection, we'll most certainly journalize the pastor's wonderful invocation this morning. Yes, Chair recognizes the senator from District 6.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to also thank Dr. and Reverend Kellner. He has been a good friend of mine and one of my delegates. They've known each other for years, and I find out a lot of amazing things from this man, and I appreciate his prayer. But he tells me all the time, there's people here that he knows personally, and he prays for them. So I appreciate this, and God bless you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator. Appreciate that. Thank you as well. Thank you. We need them. We need them, I'll tell you. All right. Has everyone recorded their presence? I got to get used to the new order of people. I'm looking for people in their empty chairs, but they're not sitting where they had been sitting. Has everyone recorded? It appears so. If so, the clerk will take the call. With 45 members in the chamber and a quorum being present, the Senate of Maryland is now in session. Let's see, we have some resolutions and honored guests today. If we could bring our first guest to the well here of the chamber and recognize the Majority Whip, Senator from the 16th District, Montgomery County.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, the history and story of America is very incomplete without recognizing the contributions of all of those in our very richly diverse communities, particularly those who have been marginalized or whose history or story has never been told. So today we recognize those contributions of those whose history and stories sometimes are marginalized, but those who have helped build America without those recognitions. And today we celebrate Korean American Day, a day in which we honor the immeasurable contributions Korean Americans have made to our country and also to Maryland since the first immigrants came here in 1903. Through their very hard work, their industry, they're talented, they have contributed much to our economic vitality and cultural richness, including serving bravely in our United States Armed Forces and also propelling our state forward in science, technology, business, sports, and arts, in just about every single field. So today, I ask my colleagues respectfully to join in celebrating Korean American Day, but also honoring our special guests who are here today, that are leaders in our fast-growing Korean American community all throughout Maryland. And also, we're also pleased and honored to have the Consul General Kwon from the South Korean Embassy. Please, colleagues, give them a warm welcome. Thank you.
Welcome, welcome. If we could have the clerk read the resolution in full.
Be it hereby known to all that the Senate of Maryland offers its sincerest congratulations to Korean American Organizations of Maryland in recognition of Korean American Day, celebrating the 120th anniversary of Korean immigration to the U.S. and the 70th anniversary of the Republic of Korea and U.S. alliance. This entire membership extends its best wishes on this memorable occasion and directs this resolution to be presented on this 12th day of January 2023.
The clerk will call the roll.
Mr. President?
Has everyone recorded their vote? If so, the clerk will take the call. Ladies and gentlemen, the Senate of Maryland unanimously celebrates the Korean American Organizations of Maryland for Korean American Day, celebrating our 120th anniversary of Korean immigration to the U.S. and the 70th anniversary of the Republic of Korea and U.S. alliance. Congratulations. Thank you all so much for being here. We are so honored to have you join us in the Senate today. And our soon-to-be Secretary of State did a wonderful job recognizing this wonderful coalition that's joined us today. One of these days I'll get to South Korea. It's like it's on the bucket list. I'm desperate to get there one day. All right. We have another, are we ready? Okay, we have another guest of District 15, Chair of the Finance Committee. Chair recognizes the...
Different committee, I think. Yeah.
Chair of the...
In any event, yeah.
I got to flip the orders.
Mr. President, so last session we had several state champion sports teams down here who, it was kind of almost freakish. They all beat schools from my district. It was very painful. So it's particularly exciting for me to welcome into the Senate chamber today the Quince Orchard Cougars 4A state champion high school football team. So give them a little round of applause right off the bat. And they're here with Coach Kelly. Is Coach Kelly? Yep, there you go, John Kelly. And I should also acknowledge, although the school is located in District 15, I share it with Legislative District 17. So it's actually a remarkable couple of years. So they were 14-0, undefeated this year, won their second, and I'm looking at the Georgia Bulldogs here, second straight state championship 4A. But here's actually even more remarkable. They outscored their opponents this season by a collective score, and listen to this, ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, 586 to 57. And equally impressive, they have not lost a football game since November of 2019. So I would say about the final game normally who you beat, but because I know how painful that would be to the senator from the losing team, I'm going to not do that and so for all those reasons, Madam Clerk, will you read the resolution?
Clerk will read the resolution.
Be it hereby known to all that the Senate of Maryland offers its sincere congratulations to Quince Orchard High School football team in recognition of winning the Maryland 2022 Class 4A State Football Championship. We applaud your outstanding season and wish you many more. Congratulations.
Clerk will call the roll.
Mr. President?
Has everyone recorded their vote?
Mr. President,
Yes, explaining
my vote.
Senator may proceed.
super briefly, I am wearing my Gaithersburg Character Counts scarf, and these are not only amazing athletes, but channeling the late President Emeritus Mike Miller. These are also scholars, and they have great character. The Cougars have won 30 games straight, as my chairman said, and I want to give a shout out. The mayor of Gaithersburg is their #1 fan, and Judd Ashman couldn't be here today, but he goes to every single game and asked me to add his congratulations as well. Really
Wonderful.
proud of you guys.
Thank you. All right, the clerk will take the call. Ladies and gentlemen, from Quince Orchard, the Senate of Maryland unanimously celebrates your 2022 Class 4A State Football Championship. Congratulations on what was clearly dominating for the last several years. Congrats. Do we have any future Terps? Future Terps on the? Anyone going to play in College Park? No, maybe. Got to get that recruiting class going. All right, keep up that great work on the field, off the field. Congratulations. It's excellent. Well done. Well done. All right. Any other introductions this morning? Yes, Chair recognizes Senator from the 36th District.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. In the gallery behind us is Kevin Cashin, who is President and CEO of Queenstown Bank in beautiful Queen Anne's County. Queenstown Bank has been serving the local Eastern Shore for 123 years. Wonderful. And Mr. Cashin is also the chairman of the Maryland Bankers Association. So, Mr. Cashin.
Welcome. Thanks for joining us today. Any other introductions? No? All right. Just want to say thank you to everyone. We had a great day yesterday. It was really successful. It was packed. I don't think I've ever seen Annapolis that packed in years and years and years. I mean, since even being down here, every single one of the receptions was jammed full, which is a sign of people's interest in the work that we're going to be doing ahead. So, good sign. All right. Without objection, we will waive the reading of the journal from the prior legislative day. Our first order of business is going to be the introduction of bills. We have several calendars here. If we could read the first calendar.
Senate Bill 131, the President mandated reports, Education, Energy, and Environment. Senate Bill 132, Senator Jackson, State's Attorney, Clerk of the Circuit Court, Register of Wills, Sheriff, and Judge, Orphans Court, Nonpartisan Elections.
Majority Leader moves so be considered the reading of the bills. It is just one calendar today, but we do have some reassignments. We have an announcement by the President. The clerk will read the announcement.
In accordance with Rule 33G, the following legislation has been reassigned as indicated below. Senate Bill 30, Senator Kagan, Public Safety 311 Systems, Non-Emergency Information, reassigned to Education, Energy, and the Environment.
All right, we've got another announcement, reassignment. Clerk will read the announcement.
In accordance with Rule 33D, the following legislation has been reassigned as indicated below. Senate Bill 123, Senator Ellis, Department of Planning, Collateral Consequences for Individuals with Criminal Record Study, reassigned to Judicial Proceedings and Education, Energy, and the Environment.
All right, thank you, Madam Clerk. Our next order of business is the special order. This is the budget rule that we had on the floor yesterday. Clerk will read the order.
Special Order Number 1, Amendment to the Senate Rules, Senate Rule 52A. 52A, Operating Budget Amendments. Question is on the adoption of the Senate Rule 52A.
All right, Senators, this is on the adoption of the rule that we special ordered yesterday regarding the amendments from the floor. Chair recognizes the Minority Whip.
Yes, got the information I was looking for, so we're ready to move forward with voting.
Wonderful. All right, thank you. Any further discussion on the special order? All right, question before the body is on the adoption of Rule 52A. All in favor say yea. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The rule is adopted. There was a lot of energy this morning. Everyone, too many receptions last night. All right, I think the desk is in fact clear. Let's do committee announcements. Chair of the Finance Committee.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, the Senate Finance Committee will meet at 1 p.m. for an organizational meeting with members and staff.
Wonderful. Thank you, Madam Chair. Chair of the Education, Energy, and Environment Committee.
Yeah, the Education, Energy, and the Environment Committee will meet for an organizational meeting at 1 p.m. And as is the case of the Finance Committee, bring staff and everybody else. So that is 1 p.m.
1 p.m. Wonderful. Chair of Budget and Tax.
Thank you, Mr. President. We will also meet at 1. We'll have our annual meeting and briefing from Moody's Analytics, and then we'll have our organizational meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chair of the Judicial Proceedings.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Judicial Proceedings Committee will meet in the committee room at 1 p.m. for an organizational meeting, followed by a briefing from the Justice Policy Institute at 2 p.m.
Oh, interesting. Very good. Those are going to be good. Excellent. All right. Any other announcements from delegations or select committees? Yes, Chair of the Baltimore County Delegation?
Not yet, but there is going to be a Baltimore County delegation meeting tomorrow at 9 a.m. at the Amos Committee Room.
All right. Wonderful. Senator from the 40th District?
Good morning, colleagues. Members of the Maryland Legislative Black Caucus, this is a friendly reminder that voting for the Black Caucus Executive Committee is open until 1 p.m. in the Old House Chamber. So that's the room that has both the Harriet Tubman and Frederick Douglass statue until 1 o'clock today.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you. Senator from Annapolis? Chair of the Anne Arundel Delegation.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues from Anne Arundel will be having a brief organizational meeting for the Anne Arundel County Delegation immediately following session in the, Senate Lounge. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator. All right. Do we have the Doctor of the Day here? I don't believe we have the Doctor of the Day here, so we'll have to, in absentia. Senator from District 11, we're going to, in case anybody has a trip and fall, they know the name of the Doctor of the Day for us.
Yes, it's a wonderful doctor named Dr. Tyler Simmet. He's a familiar face around here, so from Owings Mills, and if you have any problems, thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Senator. We really have to take a count this year of how many Doctors of the Day come from District 11, because I think it is like over 90%. It's pretty remarkable. If you get sick, go move to District 11. It's like, all right. Any other announcements or discussions or thoughts, comments? All right. Off we go. It's going to be fun times. Let's do a quorum call before we adjourn.
Mr. President?
Has everyone recorded their presence? If so, the clerk will take the call. With 46 members in the chamber and a quorum being present, the Senate of Maryland remains in session. Chair recognizes the Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate of Maryland stand adjourned until Friday, January 13th at 11 a.m.
11 a.m. tomorrow. Without objection, so ordered. Have a great day.